What is your day-to-day routine from start to finish in terms of tasks once you are no longer in the cleaning role and now a manager of the business?
This is a Katie question. Sure. So think about yourself when you got out of cleaning. You were probably doing sales and recruiting. What was your life like when you were not doing cleaning, but you were doing everything else?
Yeah, I was busy. There was a lot going on.
It's probably the hardest point, actually.
It is truly the hardest.
It's probably the hardest point.
You are doing everything besides cleaning. So you're customer service, you are sales, you are recruiting, you are.
And if you only have one cleaner, sometimes you are doing cleaning.
Tires, and then shit, we are going over on time. You have to go in and fill in for the cleaner because they have another cleaner they need to go to.
It's the reason why most people. It's what I call the value of despair, because you do it, you make less money, you have more responsibility, you have less time, and you're like, what did I just sign up for? It is the hardest moment in a small business, is when you actually stop, when you're just one step removed from doing the thing that you're selling, you're doing everything else. It is one of the most difficult points, and it is the reason why small businesses stay small. Is because they get to this point and they're like, they don't have the skill set to get out, to go to the next level. And they're like, this is crazy. Hiring, I'm making less money. I have more responsibility. Too much of a headache. I'm busier than ever. And so then they stop and they're like,
I don't even know what to be doing.
They go back and they get small again. Like, okay, I'm just gonna do it myself. Right? I'm just gonna do it myself.
To kind of piggyback off this one, when do you know is the right time for you to step out of the cleaning role and into the more managerial role?
As quickly as possible. If your goal is to run it.
5 people, or does it?
Right away. Yeah.
Yeah.
If your goal is to run a business, run a real business. So everyone has their own ideas of what is ideal for their lives. What I have noticed with people who make that first step to entrepreneurship is they do it because they want to be in control of their schedule, of their life. They want to say F you to the boss, right? And they see the opportunity to make more money. And so they do that for those reasons, and then they make the transition, and for a week or two they're like, this was a great decision. and then if they make it that far, and then after shit hits the fan, they realize that, oh wait, I can't call in sick. Wait, I just lost money? I didn't know you could do that. That never happened when I was an employee. I just worked for 40 hours and lost money. What the heck?
For 60 hours.
I worked for 60 hours and made less money than I did working for 20. I'm like, okay, it's okay. I know I can get rich as an entrepreneur, right? And this was like, this is what I need to do. I need to hire people. I need to get my time back. I need to leverage. And so then they hire their first person, their second person, and they're like, oh my gosh, more responsibility. I have no idea how to communicate to this person.
You're not doing what I would do.
I do it better. You're taking twice as long as I would take to do it. Why? What's wrong with you? People. The person quits.
Not even trustworthy people.
And then they quit and they blame it on the person rather than taking responsibility for themselves. And they're like, there's just no good people. They're like, but let me just try again, just to make sure there's nobody good out there. And they try it again and they do the exact same behavior, same condition, same behavior, and they expect a different result. But it's the person who's the problem that they hired, right? So that's called value despair. Now, if
Part of the growing pain,
Yes.
yeah, 100%.
So to make it more of a positive average, it happens to everybody.
It happens to everybody.
Growing pain, so it's not a negative effect. It's just right.
That problem
Yes.
predicts progress, and that's where you either have somebody help you. So whether you have a mentor, you have a coach, you have a family member who's got past that point, but the problems predict progress. And again, the difference between entrepreneurs and employees is that, like, entrepreneurs' jobs is to solve problems. Well, when employees move to entrepreneurs, again, they do it out of selfish reasons, but what they fail to realize is that entrepreneurs that make it, they're very service-based and they understand that problems predict progress, right? Your job is to solve problems. The bigger problems that you solve, the more monetary gain there is behind that. And so the people who can pass that, they eventually get to a place where they are hiring more people and they start to realize that, oh my gosh, yes, this is actually the path. Like, the less I do in my business, the more money I make.
So what is the skill set from the Valley of Despair and out of the Valley of Despair that's missing while they're in the Valley of Despair?
Two things. Number one is just belief, right? Which can also be wrapped in hope. And so how you get belief and hope is by either doing mentors, or you have peers, or you have basically people who have done what you've already done before. Whether you can get to that person for free, or whether you got to pay for it, that's the goal, is for you to get proximity to somebody who's already gone through the Valley of Despair and got to the next level, right? So that's how you get past that. Most people are too prideful. They're not willing to be vulnerable to say, I actually have a problem, so then somebody can give them this advice, or they think that like they're the only one who has this problem. Again, soulpreneurs are in general very selfish by nature. And so when they are able to take the focus off of them and put it on to serving their customer and serving their staff, all of a sudden they start to grow.
So good. Another high five.
Another high five.